it makes sense. But you spoke about tax write-offs.
Right, exactly.
When you start looking at tax write-offs on a vehicle, depending on the weight of the car, referring back to what was the Farmer Act at one point in time, 6,000-pound vehicles, write off up to 90% of the cost of that car, which originally came from what was the Farmers Act. So it's a great advantage to people who have LLCs or small corporations, and they need that tax write-off. Come December, we see a lot of those businesses that come through and they want what? A heavy truck, because they need the write-off. And year over year, they trade and they get that write-off. Buy a $90,000 vehicle and write off 90% of it. That's huge.
Exactly. I guess another question that a lot of subscribers wanted to know was, at Mercedes, which vehicles would classify as having a 6,000 gross vehicle weight ratio?
Of course, the G-Wagon will get you in that type of weight, but then you have the GLS, which actually gets to that type of weight as well. The GLS, and it varies in model, 460 up to what is it, 580. In fact, we have a GLS Maybach.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Credit Plug channel. Today we have a very special guest. We have Mr. Larry Cash, finance manager at Mercedes-Benz. So we did a couple videos previously where we showed you guys how you can be able to put a Mercedes-Benz under your business's LLC. I wanted to have Mr. Larry Cash on just to answer some questions as well. I know a lot of our subscribers had in terms of the process, what the requirements are in order to get approved. So in terms of credit score and other data points that prospective borrower would need to have on their credit in order to get approved, what data points are evaluated, and what are some of the minimum thresholds in terms of either credit score, income, number of trade lines, so on and so forth?
So good question. When looking at getting approved for a loan, be it with Mercedes-Benz or a variety of lenders when purchasing an automobile, it is truly the body of the credit report, not just the score. There's oftentimes that I talk to people and they think they have great credit, or they have a 799 credit score, and they have 4 or 5 authorized users on their credit report, which truly isn't their own credit. And then they wonder why their credit report gets flagged for multiple addresses, and all of the authorized users' address pop up on their credit report. And we like to call that synthetic credit fraud. So that customer has a very tough time getting approved for an auto loan. But you asked about what points. Most car lenders want to see a customer that has at least 5 lines of credit on their credit report. Most lenders want to see someone that has an automobile loan. Mercedes-Benz is not known as a company that starts someone's auto credit. However, when you have auto credit, Mercedes-Benz wants to look at how you've paid your auto credit. That's always important. A lot of times I talk to customers, and customers will tell me, Larry, I've got all these accounts, but I've never had an auto loan. Well, that's a tough loan to put together for an individual. However, maybe they just graduated from college, right? There is a Rising Star program. There's multiple opportunities to put together lines of credit for an automobile for individuals, including adding their business to a credit profile and, having them personally guarantee the loan, and their business gets credit, and the credit's also on their file as well. Multiple opportunities. But buying a Mercedes is as simple as buying a Honda or a Toyota a lot of times. We have a variety of vehicles, from a low-priced Toyota to a Highline Mercedes at $265,000. Depends on what the consumer is looking for.
Absolutely. So I wanted to touch on a couple of points that you just made. So in terms of the 5 lines of credit or the 5 trade lines on someone's report, right, at a minimum, just to clarify, when you're saying the 5 lines, that means 5 primary accounts that are, where that person is the primary account holder for that account, not like an authorized user. Because that's another thing that I also emphasize to our subscribers is that authorized users don't really convey what your creditworthiness is. And, this coming from a lender who, looks at, credit applications, you want to focus on having primary accounts. You also mentioned having a previous auto, and the fact that, Mercedes-Benz isn't necessarily like your starter auto type of dealer. And I mean, that makes sense. It's a luxury brand. Having some previous auto history can definitely help in terms of approval odds, because you see that a customer has already handled an auto loan before.
Absolutely enhances a person's opportunity to be able to actually get approved for a loan. They've had a successful loan in which that they've paid on the vehicle. But every file is unique and every file is different. And at the end of the day, understanding that purchasing a Mercedes-Benz generally isn't just about purchasing a car of need. It's usually a car of want for most people, right? And it's a wonderful treat to see many people get into their first, second, or third Mercedes. We have a lot of repeat customers and a lot of referrals. I thank you for giving me the opportunity to actually speak to you and those who actually follow you. Love to take the opportunity to sit down and be able to talk to those who are interested in getting a car, share with them my experience, because I've been in the industry for 30 years. I've worked in a number of different franchises, and I choose to make Mercedes my home. It's hard to understand why, isn't it?
Not really.
Not really, right? Not really.
Another thing I wanted to jump on as well, I know we talked about it upstairs as well. I just wanted to reiterate for our subscribers, when it comes to getting a Mercedes-Benz under your business's LLC, what should a borrower expect the process to be like? Because I know there's some misconceptions about business credit. What's the process that someone would look to undergo if they want to title and finance a Mercedes-Benz under their business's LLC?
So in speaking to that, it takes me back to the great credit crunch that we experienced back in 2007, 8, 9. Auto lenders took a beating on loans that were not guaranteed, and they were just written under a business. They really took a beating in that segment of the market. So many lending institutions, and we probably service 131 different lending institutions from credit unions to banks, they pulled back on that. They stopped allowing customers just to put a vehicle in the business name. Now, there's still a few. There is Ford, Toyota, and even BMW on certain occasions that will allow you to. There's a whole lot of process that you got to go through to get it approved. But with a personal guarantor, you can still put the vehicle under your business name. It makes sense for both the consumer and for the lending institution to have a personal guarantor. A lot of people, again, we talked about this earlier, that are actually putting their vehicles in their business name needs to write off. Whether you're leasing a vehicle or whether you're actually buying a vehicle, write-offs are great. A lot of people ask me about, if I lease a vehicle, can I write off the lease? Well, in a lot of occasions you can. You can write off up to 90% of the payment of the vehicle. And don't get me wrong, I'm no accountant. Don't want to be one.
This is not tax advice.
But in most cases, people can write off a large portion of that payment each and every month. And the advantage of being in a lease is you're never in a car that's out of warranty. And when you're getting a luxury car, always remember, the kiss of death on a luxury car can be buying a vehicle and 6-7 months later hitting a deer by mistake. Now you got a $70,000 automobile that has a bad Carfax on it. Who owns all of that negative equity? Generally the consumer. But with the lease, in 3 years, you're out of it. It's still got a bad Carfax, but it's going back to the leasing company, not the individual taking a big hit on that deduction in value on the vehicle.
Whether you lease under your business or you purchase under your business, it's a write-off in some form or fashion. So I think that's another great benefit. I definitely appreciate all the insight, all the information you've been able to share with our subscribers. Again, if anyone is interested in getting into their own Mercedes-Benz, we've dropped a link in the description of the video. You can definitely reach out to Mr. Larry Cash. So until next time, y'all take it easy, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.